Okay, we're rolling.
Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about the fact that us podcasters have this unique thing. Us podcasters, I guess that's a term. We get to feature other people, other podcasts, and celebrate those in the podcasting space that we admire, we appreciate, we love. And there's this thing we build over time as a podcaster. We build this community. We build a platform. And from this platform, we can either choose to elevate our own voice, which is fine. If you have a business and you're trying to grow your business, then podcasting would be great for you. But there's other people who come to podcasting because they want to elevate other people's voices. They want to give and share the spotlight with other people. For my Living the Next Chapter podcast, it's an author podcast, and the whole idea of that show is I want to feature my guest. It's not about me. I'm not an author, and I'm the host of the show. I want to create a platform where I can bring amazing people on, give them a great experience as a guest, encourage them to keep writing, and celebrate the win of them publishing their very first book or their 60th book. And that podcast I find to be such a great, fun experiment of shining the light on someone else other than myself. Yes, it's my show. Yes, I do all the work. Yes, I build the community. Yes, I invest my time, my money into creating the content. But every episode is about my guest. It's not about me. And that's my intent for that show, is shine the light on great authors. If you love reading, if you want to meet great authors, livingthenextchapter.com. Shameless plug now complete. Let's talk about this show and the fact that I get to leverage this platform that I've been building for years now. Just celebrated 4 years on YouTube, apparently. Thank you, YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed and followed the show on YouTube, come on. Don't make me come to your house and do it for you. Please go there, grab your phone, subscribe to the How to Podcast series on YouTube. Let's grow this thing. Come on, people. So I get to take this platform and shine the light on other podcasters that I admire. And I'm going to continue doing that. And recently I heard back from my podcast friend, ally, fellow co-conspirator in podcasting, we might say, Demetria Zinga from Soul Podcasting. You're like, Dave, you keep talking about Demetria. I'm like, why would I stop? She is amazing, and she's got a great heart for podcasters. And to all the male podcasters out there, can I have your attention for a second? You know, all you gurus, been around here since day one of podcasting. Can I just have a moment with you? I hear guys talking a lot about how men created podcasting. Men were the first to embrace the nerdy side of podcasting. Men were the first to create shows, and women came later. Like, they just showed up later after we built all this stuff. That sounds quite arrogant. That sounds quite untrue, because I know that Demetria Zinga has been around forever in podcasting, and I don't think it's just men who built this amazing thing called podcasting. I think women were just as equally involved giving and building and growing this medium, this beautiful thing called podcasting. And Demetria is a fine example as a human being, as a creator of someone who has been here from the beginning of podcasting, serving an audience, building, growing, creating new content, building communities around her podcast, whether it is homeschooling or podcasting or on and on and on. This person just keeps showing up. And I love following her journey. I love following her as a listener of her show. I might not be her ideal audience member, but good luck keeping me away from her, because I just love following her journey, and it's great. So she was very kind in a recent episode and mentioned this very show, and I'm like, my heart got all warm and fuzzy, like it does at times. And I'm like, I just wanted to share with you, I'm working with Demetria on having an entire episode of her show here featured on the How to Podcast series, because I want you to experience that there's more than just Dave when it comes to podcasting. There's a lot of great podcasts about podcasting, and Demetria's is like at the top of the list for me as a listener, as a fellow creator of podcasts, and you would say, she's my competition. You would say that. I know you would say that. You might say that. I don't see her as competition. I see her as inspiration for me, and that we get to share our audiences. We get to build something together, yet separately, yet together. It's beautiful. And that's what podcasting is meant to be. So I'm encouraging you to take my idea, this what I'm doing right now, and do this on an upcoming episode of your show. Divert from your typical conversation, divert from your typical interviews, divert from your typical scheduled interview, content, solo episode. And I want you to do this. I want you to go out and highlight a creator that you admire. You might know them. They might not know you. It doesn't matter. You're going to shine the light of your audience in your show away from yourself for an episode. And you're going to feature someone else that you look up to in the podcasting space. It might be, as you're going to say, it might be your competition. It might be another show, just like yours. Demetria talks about podcasting. I talk about podcasting. Am I nervous that I'm going to lose you to Demetria? I think that's a graduation to move from me to Demetria. So I'm not worried in the slightest, because if you fall in love with her and you leave me to go to her show, then we've both served you well. Then I want you to do this for your show. Find somebody that you admire and celebrate them. Bring in a clip of their show. Reach out to them and let them know you're doing this, and feature someone that inspires you. Feature someone who feeds your soul and is someone that you look up to in the podcasting space. And let your audience know who inspires you, who lights you up, right? I think we're so careful to not share our audience with anybody because there's a fear that we're going to lose listeners. I think that podcasting grows and expands, multiplies by bringing more people into podcasting, sharing more voices other than our own, and leveraging this beautiful platform that we've created over time. We've built relationships with our listeners. I know that there are people listening to this right now who are the kindest, most wonderful people in the world who will immediately go to Demetria's podcast and listen. I know that for a fact because I've talked to you on my screen, one-on-one. I've had conversations through DMs, through SpeakPipes. You've sponsored the show through my Buy Me a Coffee. You've shown up for me. And I know that the moment I ask you to do something, like go support Demetria Zinga at Soul Podcasting, you're going to do it without a hesitation. Because the value that we've created together over this period of time, you and I, has significant payoff when we can take that community aspect of what we do here and shine a light on someone else who does great things. So I'm asking you, a favor to me and a favor to the show, a favor to all of the things we've built together here on the How to Podcast series, is to go and support Demetria Zinga, the link's in the show notes, and go and listen to her show. Follow the show. Okay, that's a little follow button you'll see on your phone. Follow the show. And at the end of the episode, you're going to leave a rating, a review for her show. You're going to send her a message. If you're on Spotify as a listener like I am, you're going to jump into the comments for an episode of her show and leave her a comment and tell her how much you love her show, her heart for podcasters, whatever it is. And to all the women who listens to the show, I love you being here and I love serving you. But I know that Demetria's heart is for the women in podcasting. Her heart is for you. And I encourage you to either add her to your listening or replace me with listening to her show, because she is just that kind of person. And you will be in the best of hands with her. I would not want to see anyone leave this show as a listener. That sounds like counter to any type of growth hack you'll ever hear anybody say, please leave my show. But if you find that Demetria, if you only have time for one podcast to listen to, then you have to decide between mine and hers, please listen to Demetria's. Just go ahead. I'll always be here. You can always come back and catch up anytime, but please go listen to her show. I think you're going to find somebody who has a heart for you and can speak to your life and into your world better than I ever could. So without any more of that, I'm just going to say thank you for listening to the show. Here's Demetria shouting this podcast out in only the way that she can. And look forward to having her back here. We're going to play an entire episode of her show here on this podcast, so you get to hear the whole thing. And I'm excited to do that and support someone that I find to be the heart and soul of podcasting, Demetria Zinga. Here's her message and her comment in her own episode about this podcast. And again, go check her out. I think you'll love her podcast. Here's Demetria.
So before we move on to some leaders and innovators, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the men who podcast and actively support women in this space. And I'm so grateful for thoughtful podcasters such as Dave Campbell of How to Podcast and several other shows that he hosts. His respect for guests is beyond measure. He genuinely creates space for meaningful conversations. And recently, I was listening to his podcast, and he mentioned this podcast, Soul Podcasting Collective, several times in support of my anniversary episode celebrating the 100 episodes and 21 years behind the mic. That kind of support, cross-promoting, uplifting, and encouraging each other as podcasters is exactly what our community needs. It's a reminder that supporting women in podcasting isn't exclusive. Allies and advocates of any gender can make a huge difference in helping voices be heard and celebrated.
So there you go. That's Demetria Zinga, Soul Podcasting. Links in the show notes. We'd love for you to go check her out and let her know that we sent you there to see her and hear her. And again, Demetria, thank you for your podcast. My challenge for you this week, coming up in the next few episodes, this month, you're going to, on purpose, highlight and feature another show that inspires you. And shine a light. Take your audience and introduce them to somebody that you look up to. When I talk to authors, we talk about living the next chapter. When I talk to authors, I ask them, what other author inspires you? Where do you find inspiration from? And my guests will rattle off a whole list of names of authors who inspire them. I'm a musician. I can list off for you bands that you've probably never heard of that have become part of my musical fabric. They become things like seasonings to my recipe. And without these bands, I wouldn't have the sound that I have as a musician. I wouldn't approach music the same way. It all feeds into who we are. We all are creative people. It's okay to copy. It's okay to take ideas from people who inspire us and make them our own. We are all doing that. So I love being able to shine lights on other people, their shows, without fear of losing my audience, and inspire and encourage other creators to keep going, keep doing what they're doing. And my encouragement for you then this month, this week, next episode, as soon as possible, pick a podcaster that inspires you. And instead of doing your normal thing for your audience, tell your audience, hey, different episode today. I know we normally do A, B, and C, but today we're going to do this. I'm going to share with you a podcast that inspires me. I listen to this show, and here's the reasons why. And here's the person behind the show. And here's why you should care. And I would love for you as a listener to go support this other podcast that I love as a community member. I'm not only a podcaster, I'm also a listener. And this is who I find value in. And I wanted to share a valuable podcast with you. So please create that episode. Let me know. Tag me in it. Send it to me. Send me a link to it. I want to hear it. And I'd love to hear who inspires you, who gives you the inspiration to keep creating, to show up in life. They encourage, they build you up, like Demetria Zinga from Soul Podcasting. Who is it for you? You know who it is for me. I'd love to hear who it is for you. Reach out to me, howtopodcast.ca. Demetria, keep going. Love what you do. Big fan. Everyone get out there and support Demetria. Thank you. So here at the How to Podcast series, we love to hear from you. You might think that we get a lot of feedback. Man, we don't. We don't get a lot because people just feel like, why bother? Like, why? Does Dave really care what I have to say? And I do. I actually do really care what you have to say. I love your input. I love hearing from you. And we've started a survey for our listening audience, which includes you right here, right now. And I'd love for you to head over to howtopodcast.ca, and you'll see our survey right there on our website. And take a few minutes, come through, answer the thoughtful questions we're asking of you to make the show better. Not just for you, but for everyone. Your feedback is really going to help shape the show, and I selfishly just want to hear from you. So if you're thinking, Dave probably already knows what I think, I don't. I really don't. I'm not good at reading minds. My wife will confirm that completely. So I don't really know what you think of the show. I don't know if you like it, if you like how long the show is, how long the episodes are, that Dave's doing 365 episodes in a year. Oh my gosh. I would love to hear from you and get your thoughts on this very show right here. So head over to howtopodcast.ca, click on our survey link. It's also in the show notes for every episode, in the most recent episodes, and I'd love to hear from you. So as a listener of this here very show, your feedback can make this show so much better. So much better. And I'm not drowning in emails and voice messages and speak pipes and buy me a coffees right now. So I'm putting the ask out to you right now, as a listener of the show, and you're still here, that you take a moment, head over to our website, click the link in the show notes for any episode, and go to our survey and let us know your thoughts about this show, how it could be better, and what you love, and what you're like, Dave, can you stop doing this? That would be really helpful. Thanks for being here and being part of the How to Podcast family. See you over at howtopodcast.ca. Talk soon. Thanks for being here. Bye. You're still here. Awesome. This is the bonus stuff at the end of the episode that most people are never going to hear. And I want to just shout out somebody that's really been a great leader in podcasting and took a break from teaching podcasting to focus on other things, but has now returned to podcasting. Now, this person has been in podcasting from day one, like Dimitri Azinga we talked about earlier. His name is Cliff Ravenscraft. Cliff is a great human being. He's passionate. He's so passionate about what he does. He shows up on the mic. He delivers. He's a supporter of creators. He recently signed up for our meetups, which I'm like, what? So Cliff will be coming by and saying hi in our meetups, which I'm thrilled. But Cliff has been out there serving podcasters forever. He's great at building communities, great at helping you to work through some of the things that you as a podcast creator struggle with. He's a great speaker at events. He's a great contributor to all things podcasting and a great human. So I've had interactions with him in the past, and I'm happy and thrilled to know that the podcast Answer Man with Cliff Ravenscraft is now back, creating new episodes again. It's great to have him back. Love for you to go check out his show as well. He's, again, just a wonderful human. So find the podcasts that inspire you. Tell the world. Don't be shy. There's a lot of space in podcasting. And even if a few people from your show decide to go follow someone else because of your recommendation, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So don't be afraid to shout out the people that inspire you, like Cliff Ravenscraft and Dimitri Azinga, two of the original podcasters. Go do that. Go share your favorite with your community. And let's make this thing bigger, all right? Take care.